Big arms, big hits, and big plays. You'll see it all this week on Future Phenom. We got a quarterback who is keeping up with the family tradition of success, the latest playmaker to come out of SEC country, and the leader of one of the best teams out of the West. It's all coming your way next. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Pat Summerall. You're tuned into the finest half hour of high school sports as prospects from cities large and small chase their dreams at the high school level and beyond. We'll begin in the Northeast. Nestled in between the sprawling metropolitan cities of Philadelphia and New York lies the rural country town of Wayne, New Jersey. The Garden State is best known for producing some of the world's most famous musicians. From Frankie Valli to Springsteen and Old Blue Eyes himself, the late Whitney Houston also called New Jersey home. But it's also home to the first family of football. The Olsen name has become synonymous with success in the town of Wayne Hills. Since his arrival in 1987, head coach Chris Olsen has turned the Patriots into a state powerhouse, winning 8 state championships. The elder Olsen has never had to look very far to find talent at the quarterback position. His oldest son, Chris, was a standout who eventually went on to play at Virginia. Middle son, Greg, starred at the University of Miami and was a first-round pick of the Chicago Bears in 2007. The latest sensation is his youngest son, Kevin, and he might just be the best of the bunch. In his first 2 seasons as a starter, he's won all 6 postseason games and 2 state championships. Although he possesses remarkable natural talent, both Kevin and Chris know that good bloodlines can make all the difference.
I think I definitely, have an advantage. I get to talk to, Chris and Greg that, have went through the same thing I'm going through, especially Chris, the same position. I think, in high school we were probably very much alike, getting recruited by the same type of schools. And, it's good, whenever I have a question, I could just go to him and say, hey, Chris, what went on when you were, even though it's a little bit different, what went on when, what happened at this point when you were, when you were in high school and you were going through this, and, he'll give me, what went on and stuff like that. So, I think it's definitely, an advantage.
I think it's a huge advantage. It'd be like wanting to go to med school and your father's a doctor. Hey, take advantage of it. But I think, he's grown very close at a young age to his older brothers. He's been a lot of places. He's been in locker rooms. He's been in pro locker rooms. He's been in Miami's locker room after a game, Virginia's. He's been a lot of places a lot of young kids didn't. So I think as he grew older, that helped him. Because the first time he walked into some of these places, it was nice, but he wasn't in awe.
That poise has translated into success on the football field. Last season, Olsen threw for 1,700 yards and 20 touchdowns. In the spring, he verbally committed to play collegiately at the University of Miami. Following in his brother's footsteps is something he's looking forward to. And like most kids, he's enjoyed the process of being courted by some of the nation's top schools.
Well, that's definitely the most exciting part of recruiting, when teams like that come in. But, I just know that I need to keep working harder, because as soon as I get to college, I'm going to be back down to, another freshman that has to work his way back up, just like I did here. So, I know I need to keep working hard and, to reach my full potential.
You might think that with all the success that Olsen has enjoyed, his teammates might be envious. But that's not the case. They see the bright side of playing next to one of the top players in the country.
Obviously, he's a great quarterback. Leadership-wise, he always steps up from sophomore year till this year, always stepping up in drills, taking care of the offense. Even in grade school, always the head of the team.
It's great because we got all the coaches coming looking at him, and by him being with our quarterback, some other guys could get noticed.
I learned a long time ago, when you're coaching your kids, if you make a mistake, you're better off erring on the side of being a little too hard. Because you don't want kids, forget what parents, and you don't want the kids on the team to think that your sons get treated, differently than the other kids. That they do get treated differently, but it's usually harder.
It's hard to argue with Coach Olsen's approach. With 3 boys all good enough to play at the Division I level, He certainly made the most of his 25 years at Wayne Hills, but this will be his last season. He's already announced that he will retire at the conclusion of the 2012 season. After 36 years of grinding away, he's ready to spend time watching Kevin play at the next level, and Greg as he enters his 7th season in the NFL. For Kevin, the pressure of playing for a legendary coach is something he welcomes.
I enjoy it. Because in a couple years I'll never play for him again. So I really I'm taking, I'm really, make sure I don't take anything for granted because, after this year, he'll never coach another game, in his career, and I'll never, play another game under him.
Having Kevin go out on Chris's last year in Wayne Hills football, I think is very, very special. I think we'll cherish every moment that he spends, like we'll cherish every moment that Chris spends in this football season, and go out knowing that the Olsen family made their mark on Wayne Hills football, and we're very, very proud of that.
With his prep career quickly coming to an end, the rest of the country is about to find out that there's a lot more to New Jersey than great music. The golden arm of Kevin Olsen will soon be at a college stadium near you. To the Southwest now to check in on a future Big Ten quarterback. Teams love a quarterback who can do it all, and J.T. Barrett of Wichita Falls, writer, fits that description. Last year, his stats were nearly perfectly balanced, as he rushed for 1,500 yards and threw for 1,600. A lot of colleges came to him in search of that type of versatility.
So everybody's trying to get a quarterback that can run the option, do it well, and then passing, you still have to be able to throw the ball, but having that option set, it's really good.
Barrett says he originally moved from running back to quarterback because his team needed a strong athlete under center, and the transition wasn't so smooth at first. He says his first pass was quite forgettable.
It was a duck. It was ugly. You can shoot it out the sky. I'm not going to lie. It was ugly, but it took some time to get it where it's at now.
And the hard work Barrett put in has paid off. He's become a dangerous dual threat. Ohio State took notice of his throwing ability, and he's now committed to play for the Buckeyes. It's time for a break, but when we get back, a look at one of the country's top offensive linemen and a small-town star from the Southeast. Stay tuned.
If you have dark circles and under-eye bags, we have some exciting news. We just sold our millionth jar of Hydrolyze Under-Eye Cream. And to celebrate, we're giving away as many risk-free trial offers as we can in the next 24 hours. To take part in our million jar celebration, call in the next 24 hours and claim your risk-free trial offer. Hydrolyze is clinically proven to visibly reduce dark circles and under-eye bags. Whether they're due to stress, aging, fatigue, even your diet, it works so well we've sold 1 million jars. And now we want to celebrate by letting you try it risk-free. Of course, all celebrations have to come to an end, so this TV offer is available for the next 24 hours. If you suffer from dark under-eye circles and bags, this is your chance to visibly reduce them risk-free. Call now for your risk-free trial of Hydrolyze. If lines are busy, call again. That's 1-800-905-2931. 1-800-905-2931.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by the full-size Toyota Tundra.
Let's head to the Rocky Mountain region. Every football coach knows that skill players are great to have, but they need help. They can't score points if their quarterbacks aren't protected and their running backs don't have holes to run through. That's why mammoth offensive linemen like Chris Fox are always in high demand. The 6'6" 300-pounder is a key player for Ponderosa High School in Parker, Colorado. He's rated by many as the top overall player in the state and one of the top linemen in America. He's also a disruptive force on the defensive line. Fox is committed to play for the Michigan Wolverines next year, but right now he's doing everything he can to ensure that Ponderosa makes the playoffs for the 5th straight season. The offensive line is the focus of this week's Toyota Top 5. Here's a look at the top offensive line prospects in the country. Now let's head to the Southeast, where national correspondent Joe McCann introduces us to the latest defensive star to emerge from SEC country.
The state of Georgia is deep in football tradition. Mel Blount, Herschel Walker, Richard Dent, and Champ Bailey all grew up in small, modest towns in the Peach State. In the town of Lawrenceville, you'll find an up-and-coming young talent who may someday join that small fraternity of all-pro players. Senior linebacker Trey Johnson is one of the most feared players in the state. He's the unquestioned leader of the Central Gwinnett Black Knights, and it didn't take head coach Todd Wofford long to take notice of his star player, even at a young age.
He's a kid that started as a sophomore because when I first took the job, I looked at him, physically, and I said, that's a linebacker. That's going to be one of my linebackers right there, inside linebackers. And so he goes out. It wasn't a, tremendously, vocal type guy, but being a sophomore and you having, juniors and seniors in front of him, but he goes out and has 152 tackles and is just a leader on the field.
The Black Knights have only experienced modest success during Johnson's time there. Now in his 3rd season as a starter, that hasn't stopped him from being noticed by the top colleges across the country. It doesn't take a coach very long to sift through the tapes and see that Johnson is a rare breed.
They say they like my downhill play, my playing between the tackles, and then, when they see me out in space, they say I play real well in space too. So, it's just a whole bunch of things. They always come with something different, a different recruiting way, just to show they love you. So that's the main thing.
Really a mature kid. He was offered by Auburn his sophomore year on signing day. Normal kid, is going to get a big head, brag about it and all that kind of stuff. He still never really talks about that stuff. He's real level-headed, and I think, again, he gets that from his dad.
Like most great players, Johnson not only has the physical tools to excel, but he's also the hardest worker on the team. His typical day in the offseason is spent lifting weights and running. His work ethic is second to none. Combine that with being a true student of the game, and you have one of the best players in the country. While he admits that working out in the dog days of summer can be challenging, he always has the bigger picture in mind.
When you're working, you really, that's what you try and use as your motivation, thinking about the game, the Friday night, it's going to be easy on Friday. So that's the main, motivational thing. But then really what helps you is when you get to the game and you think back, that really pushes you, just to keep going, on that 4th and 1. It really helps you a lot, just thinking back to when you were running on the track, when you were in the weight room and different stuff like that.
He is an all-around good football player, and he's a great linebacker. And one of the things that makes him so good is that he does study a lot of film. He talks to a lot of defensive coaches. He asks questions that a normal, football player, they don't even ask because they don't think about it. They just want to go play ball and then go hit something. He wants to figure out exactly what the offense is doing, and he figures that out, and he reads plays extremely fast.
Instincts of where the play is going are one of the most critical components of excelling at the linebacker position. One play in particular stood out last year as one that every coach dreams of seeing.
You see him scrape down the line, and then they come, and it was a picture-perfect form tackle. You could do a video off of how to tackle on this play, where he just explodes into this guy. The guy's head snaps back, and takes him off the ground, and kind of bulldozes him in the ground.
Central Gwinnett is not known for being a big-time program, but it does have something that's hard for outsiders not to notice. On the home side of the field, you'll find the Castle. It's a structure that serves as a concession stand and press box that is one of our nation's most unique landmarks in high school sports.
We're so used to the Castle that we never even thought twice about it. I didn't know it was that big of a deal until you really told me. But you know, the Castle, we always just seen it as that's the Castle. You know, it doesn't really stand out to us that much. But really, we wish the Castle was the field house and we could come out the Castle before the games, because we thought that'd be real cool. But it's a concession stand, so I don't think they really let us come out there.
Good job. Good job.
It's something, you know, when I first got here, that it's just something that makes this place special. You know, this school is one of the oldest schools in Gwinnett County, if not the oldest, and you know, we're the Black Knights, and you know, to have a castle, it kind of makes it, you know, home field something special to the kids. And you know, when visiting teams come here for the first time or any time, you know, they kind of gets them distracted just a little bit, saying that's a castle.
It's only fitting that such an old school structure serves as the backdrop to a player who, by all accounts, is a throwback in every way.
It's not about the show with him. He's not out there, you know, with all kind of bands, wristbands, and do-rags, and all that kind of stuff, because none of that stuff matters to him. You know, a lot of that stuff sometimes is show, and you know, he's one of those guys that, you know, after the end of the game, you'll know that's my show right there.
In Lawrenceville, Georgia, I'm Joe McCann.
Thank you, Joe. It's time for another break. When we get back, we'll look at a future Golden Domer and see who's rising in the latest top 10. Stay with us.
Here's one. There's one. They're everywhere. Cars with hazy, dull, oxidized headlights. Now you can't see at night. Replacing them can take hours and cost hundreds of dollars. Don't do it. Save time, money, and more. Get Fast Bright Lens Restore. The Lens Restore kit that brings your headlights back to showroom new in as little as 30 seconds. Just wipe it on and wipe it off, and watch the haze turn to crystal clear. It's that easy. This demonstration proves the Fast Bright Restored headlight is over 5 times brighter. That means you'll see and be seen clearer and farther away.
Well, I think it's like night and day. It's unbelievable. It looks like showroom.
It really came out really nice, very fast. Can't wait to do the other one.
Go from an embarrassing ride to a car you would be proud to drive. The secret is Fast Bright Lens Restore's professional formula that removes the outer layer of oxidation. Then it polishes, seals, and protects, leaving you with a showroom new lens in as little as 30 seconds.
It was amazing. It was magic.
We'll be able to see at night now.
Driving with oxidized headlights at night is dangerous. With Fast Bright, you'll see everything clear and bright, and everyone will see you at night. Cars, trucks, and vans all restored to showroom new in as little as 30 seconds. This professional headlight restoration guy wants to charge you $100. Do it yourself in as little as 30 seconds with Fast Bright Lens Restore for just $20. Call right now and we'll cut the price in half. You get the complete Fast Bright Lens Restore Kit for just $10. But to make this the best deal on TV, we'll double the offer so you can restore your sons, daughters, and family's headlights to showroom new in as little as 30 seconds. Just pay separate processing and handling. You'll get 2 complete Fast Bright Lens Restore Kits, an amazing $40 value for only $10. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-930-7151 to order your Fast Bright Lens Restore and receive the double offer. You get 2 complete kits for just $10. Call 1-800-930-7151 or log on now.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
High school stars dream of playing in one of the nation's top all-star games. Every week we feature one student athlete who is working to get to the game. Here's this week's featured player.
Get to the game. Powered by American Family Insurance. Ryan Burns, a 6'5" quarterback from Northern Virginia, was born to play football.
From the moment Ryan could talk, football was it.
Football means everything to me. You know, it's just the best game in the world. I'm really big on the mental part of the game. I'm really trying to study the game and make it easier on myself.
Ryan's an awesome kid. He's probably one of the best kids I've had the opportunity to coach. One of the big things we always talk about is if you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. And he's that guy, and that's what you want in a leader. You want somebody that you can count on.
Blessed with NFL size, Ryan has big dreams to match.
When we're speaking football, my main dream is, that's to be in the NFL and, win 5 Super Bowls. That's the biggest dream a quarterback can have. I'm just going to keep working as hard as I can to get to that goal.
I support Ryan's dreams by just facilitating everything that we've done up to this point. Just getting him to these camps, showcases, every opportunity he possibly can.
He's great, and my mom, my dad, Coach Thompson, they're all great role models for me. I couldn't ask for better ones.
Ryan is fortunate enough to have a group of people helping to protect his dreams, particularly his father.
Ryan will admit he probably wouldn't be where he is today without his dad's guidance.
My dad has been a huge part of this whole process. He's amazing, and if it wasn't for him, I would not be where I am at all.
His dad's very active as far as the program is concerned. He's there to support Ryan, and he's got a great family situation.
There's nothing more rewarding for a parent to see your son succeed.
He's always taught me how to have a great work ethic. He's always stressed that about me, and it's really rubbed off on me.
To see more great videos and enter for a chance to win an incredible football experience in New Orleans, go to amfam.com/gettothegame.
Let's head to the Midwest. Notre Dame made big news recently by announcing it would move all its sports except football full-time to the ACC. The football team will, however, commit to playing 5 ACC schools per season from now on. It's not clear exactly when that change will officially take place, but when it does, Malik Zaire may be taking snaps in the South Bend. The athletic lefty is a senior at Archbishop Alder High School near Dayton, Ohio. He may not have ideal size at 6 feet tall and about 190 pounds, but don't tell that to his competitors. He runs a lot more than he passes in his high school offense, but he has proven he can throw the ball as well. This summer, he was one of the top competitors in the Elite 11 competition and ended up being named to the Elite 11 fraternity. Now, both Archbishop Alder and Notre Dame fans hope he can continue to be elite in the future. Speaking of strong programs, let's check out one of the best out west. Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, Nevada is a school you will regularly see in the National High School Football Ranking. They have won 10 state championships, including the last 3 in a row. Quarterback Jarrett Solomon, better known as the new Solomon, says the football team is just trying to keep up with the rest of the Gorman sports team.
In basketball, we got Shabazz Muhammad, we got a lot of people with baseball. We have baseball won 7 state state titles. You got soccer who won this past year. We're pretty much of a good school.
If Gorman wins state again, Solomon would have the rare distinction of being the starting quarterback on 4 state championship teams, as he's been starting for Gorman since his freshman year, when he unexpectedly found himself in a leadership role.
It's something I'm developing because my freshman year I started as a freshman and I was with the big boys, so I really didn't fit it with the leadership, so I'm trying to develop it right now.
As Gorman goes for another state title and possibly a #1 national ranking, the Gales know they can always count on Solomon to make good decisions. In his first 3 years as a starter, he threw for a combined 104 touchdowns and only 13 interceptions.
I'm that pass first, run second kind of guy, but I'll do whatever I kind of do.
Solomon won't be going too far from home to play his college ball, as he's committed to play at Arizona after graduation. Bishop Gorman is having another great season, but didn't quite make our top 10 list this week. Here are the teams that did. We'll take our last break, but be sure to come back to check out this week's viewer submission when we return.
Hydroxytone is changing the way millions of husbands across America are looking at their wives.
I looked at her and I was just, wow, she looked so young.
I told her I couldn't believe how smooth her face looks. She's lost, 10 years at least?
I look at her and it's like I'm looking at a picture of my wife from 20 years ago. It's incredible.
How are ordinary women across America looking years younger faster than they ever dreamed? They've discovered clinically proven Hydroxytone. Now it's your turn. Call in the next 5 minutes and we'll send you a risk-free trial. Plus, for accelerated results, we'll throw in our Sonic Microderm Facial Brush as our free gift to you. This luxurious facial brush will exfoliate, soften, smooth, and renew your skin for youthful radiance. Normally $60, now it can be yours free with your Hydroxytone trial. But call in the next 5 minutes. When this offer's gone, it's gone. Call 1-800-771-5957. 1-800-771-5957.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by the full-size Toyota Tundra.
It's time to check the mail and bring you this week's viewer mixtape. This week we heard from Marcus Perkins in Garland, Texas. The junior at Naaman Forest High School has seen varsity playing time since he was a freshman. He's only about 5'9", but he has great speed that he puts to good use. Do you have what it takes to be on the show? Send us a DVD. The address is Future Phenoms, 3575 Lone Star Circle, Suite 116, Fort Worth, Texas, 76177. That's all for this week's show. Thanks for watching. For everyone that's been part of this one, I'm Pat Summerall, and we'll see you next time.
Future Phenoms is brought to you in part by...
We all have dreams, but dreams, well, they don't come easy. That's why I put in these hours. Pick up those late night shifts. I know my hard work will pay off. Because I dream of sending my kids to college.